6.10 Radian trig equations level 3. So doing the same thing, but on some of these you're going to have to go around the unit circle more than once. All right, so number 1, we want to isolate the sine function by dividing by 2. So we're saying sine of pi over 4x, which I like to put parentheses around it, equals negative square roots of 3 over 2. So if you need to get your unit circle out, do it. We're trying to figure out sine of what values, what angles would be negative square root of 3 over 2. That's the y's. So that would be here at 4 pi over 3. And you better write small because we're going to have to write a little bit here. And then I've got here at 5 pi over 3. So that's the first ones. But see, our domain is going for x values between 0 and it can't equal 0, but it could equal 11. So x needs to be smaller, equal to 11, and bigger than 0. So what I would think about is if this is one of the answers, if I go completely around the unit circle again, that would be another answer. And remember that a complete revolution is a 2 pi. So I could take 4 pi over 3 and add 2 pi to that. So 2 pi, to make it have a common denominator, I'm going to have to take it times 3 on the top and the bottom. So that would really be taking 4 pi over 3 plus 6 pi over 3. And a lot of you will be able to do that in your head. That becomes 10 pi over 3. So that'd be another answer. So I'll write that up here. Okay, let's try those first because as soon as we figure out one of these is not in that domain of 0 to 11, we don't have to keep going around the circle because going around the circle will get us bigger and bigger numbers. I didn't go smaller than because I see the minimum 0. So if I were to subtract a 2 pi from this, subtracting a 6 pi over 3, 4 minus 6 would be a negative 2. I don't want negative values. Okay, so remember, we are taking our solutions and solving for x. So set it equal to pi over 4 times x for each of these. And I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, 4 over pi. Pi's cancel, so I get a 16/3 as an answer. I get a 20/3 as an answer. And then on this one, I keep making my division sign, my pi, getting them switched up, times 4 over pi, 40/3. Okay, so you could think in your head what these are, or if it helps, you think 16 divided by 3, that's 5 point something, that's definitely in that domain of 0 to 11, so that's an answer. 20 divided by 3 is in that answer. 40 divided by 3 is not. It's bigger than 11, so this one's out. So we don't have to go any further. Okay, number 2, we have a secant function. Get it by itself by subtracting 2, so we're saying secant of 1/6 times something needs to equal negative 2. Subtracting the 2 over. And so we want to change that to its reciprocal of cosine, keep the period the same, but now we're flipping negative 2 to be negative 1 over 2. So we're looking for x values that would be negative 1/2. And check out our domain. We are going in the negative direction as well. So between negative 6 pi and positive 6 pi. Okay. So let's just start with what angles have a cosine value of negative 1/2. That would be in quadrants 2 and 3. That would be at 2 pi over 3. And that would be at 4 pi over 3. Okay, so thinking about other answers, 2 pi over 3 here, think about if I go around one more time all the way to here, that's called a coterminal angle, that would still have a cosine value of negative 1/2. So I would want to add 2 pi, and I'm going to want to subtract 2 pi. So let's see, if I added 2 pi, that would be 2 whole groups of 3, that would be 6 pi over 3, right? Can you do that in your head? 6 divided by 3 makes 2. And so that would be 8 pi over 3 if I'd subtracted 2 pi over 3 minus a whole 2 pi, which is 6/3, 2 minus 6 would be negative 4 pi over 3. Okay, same thing with this one. I'm going to go around the unit circle one time counterclockwise and one time clockwise. So I'll add 2 whole pi and subtract 2 whole pi. So 4 pi over 3 plus, we say 2 whole is 6 pi over 3, and 4 pi over 3 minus 6 pi over 3. 10 pi over 3. 4 minus 6 would be negative 2 pi over 3. So all of these need to be checked. So I'll start writing them up here. 8 pi over 3, negative 4 pi over 3, 10 pi over 3, negative 2 pi over 3. Okay, and what we're setting equal to those is this inner part of 1/6 x. So all I got to do is multiply by 6. So once you figure out the rule, really I just go ahead and do it to all of these. Sorry, I didn't do a very good job of organizing my work. So that would get x. That would become a 2 times 2 is 4 pi. See how that falls within this range here? 4 pi is less than 6 pi. So that one's good. It's become a 2. 4 times 2 would be 8 pi. That works. 6 divided by 3 would be 2. That'd be 16 pi. That's too big. So that one's out. This one would be negative 8 pi. That one's out. That'd be 20 pi. That one's out. That would be negative, 2 times 2 is negative 4 pi. That one works. And I don't think the order will matter on Delta Math, but those would be your solutions. Okay, number 3, cotangent function. My stuff here. Divide by square root of 3. Change it to tangent. Where is tangent of an angle a negative square root of 3 over 3? That would be our 30-degree reference angle. And so that would be here at 5 pi over 6 and here at 11 pi over 6. I'll put it up here this time. 5 pi over 6, 11 pi over 6. Okay, I want to keep going completely around in each direction again because look, I've got from negative 9 to 9 are my options. So I'm going to, remember 2 pi is really in terms of 6. I think I'm multiplying by 6. That's a 12 pi. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So every time I'm going to add 12 pi over 6 and subtract 12 pi over 6. So 5 pi over 6 plus 12 pi. And 5 pi over 6 minus 12 pi over 6. 11 pi over 6 plus 12 pi over 6. 11 pi over 6 minus 12 pi over 6. So that would be 17 pi over 6. That would be negative 7 pi over 6. I'm going to do this. That would be 23 pi over 6. That'd be negative pi over 6. Okay, but I still have to solve because remember that the inner part says 1/5 times x. So how I would solve that is multiply by 5. So in all of these problems, I'm just simply multiplying by 5. We'll see what happens. Okay, so then here I would get, 10. 5 times 5 is 25 pi. Oh my goodness, 25 pi over 6. I would have 55 pi over 6 Let's just see what those are. So notice how they have pi in the answer, but yet we're trying to compare it to just regular numbers of -9, 9. So I'm going to take 25 pi divided by 6. What is that? That's 13 point something. So actually that one's even out. Let's try this one. 55 times pi. Remember pi is 3.14 divided by 6. 28. That one's out. So let's try our other ones. I would say in this direction we're just going to keep getting bigger because we got 17 times 5. Yeah, we're just going to keep getting bigger. So that one's going to be out. That one's going to definitely be out. Let's try the negatives. Oh, I didn't take... Yeah. Never mind. That would be negative... 7 times 5 is negative 35 pi over 6. And then this one would be negative 5 pi over 6. I'm sorry this is so sloppy, but all I do is I have my coterminal angles and I multiply by 5 to solve for x. Negative 35 times pi divided by 6. Negative 18, that one's out. This one should be good. Negative 5 times pi divided by 6 is negative 2.6 something. So that is the only one that I see is that version. All the other ones are outside of the domain, so that's it.